Alright, so we're live.
You know,
What's up,
in,
Gizzmo?
Nothing much, man. In life, though, a lot of things happen. A lot of things come your way. Like the day I was born, they said I wasn't going to last the night through. I'm 62 now. Um, it's been rocky. It's a road that I don't know. I wouldn't put on anyone else, but I've never had anything more than what I could handle. So I'm grateful. Um, Not having no family, mother dying in my face, father denying me at conception.
How old were you when your parents?
My mother died 58 days before my 10th birthday, and I don't even know my father's first name.
You never met your father?
At all. Don't know his name. On my birth certificate, which I could show you, it says Robert Mothersell, and that was my brother's name. I was my brother and my father, and he's only 3 years older than me. My life has been set in such a turmoil that at times here, back in 22 and 23, they tried to commit me 3 times in Bridgewater State Hospital. But I don't have a mental illness. I have an anger issue because of everything that I've been through.
Why did they try to commit you?
To say that I was schizophrenic, but I don't talk to myself. I can sit around by myself all day long and not say a word. I don't argue for a fight with me. So why do I got that voice? I'm not that. I don't see something that's not there. But I do get a direction. And I pray. And God gives me my path. Where I should be, I am. Where I shouldn't be, I'm not. Things that are placed in front of me and I see it, it's not mine. So if I truly hung up in 2011, my thug life, why should I steal anything?
So 2011, like you was running the streets and you was committing crimes.
No. In 2011, I got out from doing a 4 to 6. My last sentence that I picked up here, which was in 2006, 18 years ago. I haven't committed a crime since then. I mean, on paper, sleeping and drinking in public, trespassing, but nothing that you can put me in jail for.
How long have you been staying out in the streets? How long have you been homeless?
My whole life. But, like I say, I'm half Native. I got so much time in prison cells. I got 38 years just in the box, and 45 of coming in and out.
When did you start going to prison?
1979.
And we were like, what was that? Like, so you didn't have a family. Like, how were you surviving? Who was taking care of you?
Well, back then, life was different. You could make money. When I went in for my first sentence, I had $8,000 right on my book. There was people I knew. There was people in my life that loved me.
Was it family or who were they?
Just people that knew me.
Like friends and
Yeah.
people that you met, like in the street and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I, like I said, I met a really great life expectancy with mentors that were put into my life.
Okay.
That helped and gave me direction. Like I said, I didn't learn to read and write until I was 32.
And how old are you now?
62.
So how old were you when you first got institutionalized, incarcerated?
Well, I never was institutional.
Right?
Well, yeah. Well, I've been going since 1979 of coming in and out.
How old were you at that time?
I wasn't even 17 yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I was one of the first ones that the judge said my 2 co-defendants, I never had another co-defendant after that. My 2 co-defendants in the case, they were both older than me, and the judge said that I was the ringleader.
What was the crime? What was he doing?
Armed robbery.
Okay.
No. See, that's the thing. I'm not out here stealing and robbing. I went to use my food stamp card. They say decline. I didn't steal nothing to eat. I said, fuck it. When I can eat, I'll eat. When something comes my way, it'll come my way. I'm not going to die before I get something else in my mouth. gotta be sure of that.
You know you're going to be provided for. So, and I'll say from my experience, staying out in various places, out, being homeless, staying in the street, whatever. There are a lot of good people and a lot of resources. So tell me a little bit about like your experiences being homeless. Let's just say,
I have a trust issue.
Okay.
And that's the thing, because everybody that I ever met in my whole life has always turned around. This guy's name is Dr. Lee Salzberg. I met Lee in '74. He used to work at Judge Baker Guidance Center. He was the principal. He ran it. When I was a child, they used to bring me into shrink's offices and ask me, how do I feel about my mother's death this week? So I used to destroy the office and then that's what you asked. How I felt the same way. When I lost my mother, I lost everything. But the only thing I never lost is what she asked me not to. My God-given heart. It's hard being out here in the streets because of the people that you meet, and it makes it harder, and they make it harder. I don't put off my ends on anybody. I'm responsible for what I do, and only me. I can't be responsible for what someone else has done out here. That's them. But you can't put what they've done on me neither. If you rob a bank, do I get charged with it? If I rob a bank, do you get charged with it? That's the question. Because, if I'm just sitting somewhere minding my business, what's your problem? If I'm not stealing or nothing, I'm not chasing people down the street, I'm not sitting here cussing people walking by, why am I a problem? Why do you feel that much disdain and hate and prejudice against me?
So do you feel like if people give you a hard time when you're out there just trying to like make some money or
just trying to shake a cup? If I'm shaking a cup, now please look at me. I am not a dope fiend, I am not a crackhead.
So you don't use substances?
Marijuana. I smoke, and at night, a lot of times, if I'm real bad in pain, I'll buy a pint and drink it. But I'm by myself. I don't bother nobody. I can't sleep. I'm not sitting right now. Nothing in my life controls me but God. Bottom line. I don't want the oxys. I don't want the Latin. I don't want the Sobos. I don't want the methadone.
What about like the fentanyl use?
No, none of that. Nothing. For what? For me to need it again and again and again? I smoke my weed, but I ain't got none. I still smoke weed every day. It doesn't make a difference. If I don't have none, I ain't going to kill myself because of it. But these people out here in the streets, they're out here running in and out of shopping stores with shopping carts full of stuff. And I'm the bad guy. I'm the monster. Why? Because if you put your hands on me, I will knock you out? I'm a man. I got testosterone. I piss. I shit. Just like you. I don't bother you. I don't expect to be someone put their hands on me. My mother told me never to let that happen. And like I said, I lost her 58 days for my 10th birthday. What little she gave me, I'm going to keep. And nobody's going to take that away.
Tell me what one of your days looks like out here.
Well, when I have money or whatever.
Where do you get the money?
Well, I get what they call survival benefits. My mother died when she was 32. So I got a lawyer and I won her Social Security. Except they cheat it like it's mine. They cut it. I was getting $546, now I'm getting $383. How's that? It was judgeable. You can't touch it. Ain't supposed to, because she died for it. And I won it in court. But that doesn't make a difference. They're going to do what they do. Like I said, I went to use my food stamp card 2 days after I used it, and there's nothing on it. I ate $235 worth of food in 2 days. Look at me. I got to run around the shower to get wet. Unbelievable. But this is the tax that I take. Because I didn't take that money off my card. And it happened before with $188. But I'm not going to waste the time and go over there neither. I'm probably going to end up burning that card.
So like with that kind of $380 or whatever, do you get any other type of help or services?
No.
You get through? So you got that.
Massachusetts has never, ever, in the 62 years that I've been here, done anything for me. Against me, but nothing for me.
So what is tell me what one of your day looks like. Like you wake up
Well, okay, when I first wake up, one of the first things I do is I pray. The Our Father prayer.
All right.
And I thank Him for my day, and I ask Him to guide my steps along my way and to protect me throughout it. Some days it works, some days it doesn't. Some days it just seems like everything in the whole atmosphere is coming at me and it's personally attacking me. And I'm just sitting. And it's not like I'm imagining it, because you can't make this shit up. I was over in the front of the library Copley Hotel. The library with the elevator, getting ready to smoke on a cigarette, getting ready to get on the train, and somebody walked by and called me a weirdo. Why am I a weirdo? How's that? I don't even know you. Never seen you before in my life. A homeless piece of shit. A junkie, a crackhead. All these things gets me into fights. So I'm the bad guy. Because I will fight. My life is important to me. If you disregard it, what do you get back? What should you get back? It's okay for you to hurt me, but it's not okay for me to hurt you. There's no two-edged coin there. Everything's got a balance.
So tell me more. Where do you go to eat? What are your routines?
Well, I don't go to very many shelters or soup kitchens because it seems like I'm always ostracized by the people that don't know me and see a new face. It's almost like going to school when you're a kid and being the first day in school. The hard thing, it's like that. I just go to places if I get some bread or whatever, feed the ducks, the geese, the birds, smoke a joint, cigarette. If I'm drinking, I drink a little and enjoy nature. That's where my life is. My life's here. I don't know what they're going to do. I know they're trying to do something. And that might make a little difference. I know that if I wanted to, how do you trespass in a church? I got a police report that says that. If I'm trespassing in a church, then who's allowed in there? What happened to sanctuary? Is that not God's house? How do you own it? Well, I asked those questions and became even worse guy.
What do you Is there anyone out there that is helping you or trying to help you get to a better spot, maybe get housing?
Yeah, this over 15 Manual Church is a woman, Pat Craig, and she's really stepped up in the last week or so. But it takes a village to raise a child. And, the bureaucracy, the red tape, something like that, it doesn't need to exist with me. I've been here 62 years. If it keeps going the way it's going, probably one of three things is going to happen to me. And if it keeps taking longer and longer and longer, somebody's going to come across and I'm going to either end up killing them, snapping their neck or something, or they're going to just beat me until I'm in a coma, or I'm back in jail.
So I'm gonna say this, right? I understand the trauma, the pain, that you've expressed. But let me ask you this question: why is other people's bad behavior your problem?
It's not really my problem, but if you throw a pebble in the pond and them ripples come your way, what are you supposed to do with them?
Well, if you're a rubber ducky, it's gonna cause you to bounce around. But if you're a boulder, then it ain't gonna affect you at all.
I like that. I like that. You just gave me a Jew, dog. Maybe you don't even know that. See, like I said, in my life, there's always something that comes in there. I believe in no matter through all tragedy and trauma and everything, I believe that, in all things of life, some way, some shape, some form, like Proverbs 4 verse 7 and Proverbs 7 verse 4 says, is the knowledge comes your way, the wisdom, understanding, it comes your way. And those are the times that I catch it just right then. The boulder. I like that. The last few days, I have really, really bit my tongue out here in society. And I'm trying to walk away. But will they let me? Will you keep pushing? Is that fair? I mean, I wouldn't put on a meat suit and jump in a tiger's cage. I wouldn't walk up to a bee's nest and hit it with a stick and stand there. All these things that they acquaint. I mean, understand, I've raised myself in the street and in institutions, jail, juvie, county, state, and federal, the whole circuit. I'm alive. No knife wounds. I'm not Billy Badass, but I'm not Chicken Little neither. And I'm sorry that you can't accept that. For you, all I know is the things that I had to get through to be able to come who I am. And that's what I'm trying to be. I lost a 9-year writing career. I've lost any mammalian or mobilia that anybody gave me as mementos. There's only one thing in this world that I do have, and that's what you see on my hat. Man of faith. And that's what keeps me strong. And the more I start to realize it, the more the way that I see it, in the movie that was coming out, I'm going to rewrite your ending.
Let me ask you this question, right? Like, tell me about the good stuff, like the good things that you find and experience through your days being out here in the street.
Sometimes I have real good days. It's like the other day, this woman that I knew, and I had given her a few things, and she could, and they were always new, like speakers. I don't have nothing, so I can't use it. I know she did. So here, when I met her, she gave me a coffee and a sandwich, and then told me that I could come in the Starbucks and get something if I needed it. Well, the other day she came up to me and she gave me a jacket, a journal, a book, and $40 inside the journal. It set me to tears. It really did. Because of her generosity, her heart, her love that I felt from that giving. There wasn't anything behind it. And it was, a way of me saying thank you. Again, you showed me that the world's not that bad. Like I said, it's hard for me to trust. I've been alone my whole life. So automatically, because I just meet you, I'm supposed to trust you. Automatically, because you put your hand out, it's supposed to be an olive branch. How is that? Don't we have to build something? Don't we have to find a way to step up somewhere? Because even as a child, I had to learn to crawl before I walk. And that's what's really bad, is that you're not letting me try to walk. And I'm trying. But if I walk and you knock me off the ladder, where do I go again? Started from the bottom, now I'm here. Again? That's fair. But yet, my tenacity, my will, my persistence shocks you.
So that leads into kind of, this might be my last question, unless I think of something else. What words of wisdom, what advice do you have for other people that might see homeless people, or people that might be in a situation where they'll become homeless? What advice you got?
Well, the first thing is everybody's not the same. We all admit that. Everybody has their own personality. Everybody has their own quirks. Everybody has everything of themselves. That's what makes you an individual. My advice is don't judge him for what someone else did. Don't look down upon somebody because he's down. Maybe you should help stand them up, like the Good Samaritan bit. If we all put together and everybody realized it, how many people are in this world? If you put 25 cents into a fund for the homeless, how much buildings do you think we would have? And would there be homelessness then? I don't know. A quarter? You mean to tell me that if everybody in this world put a quarter in an account for the homeless, the poor coalition, that we couldn't stop homelessness? You can't judge somebody, so don't. Don't look down on him because he's the way that he is. He's asking for help, maybe. Maybe he's looking for that next fix. But either way, he's sick. God bless you.
I think I got one more question for you. I got one more. Because, I can tell that you got a big heart. Through like the rough exterior and the things that you've experienced, like you got a really good heart. What do you want to say to anybody that might be watching this? What would you like to share with the world?
Don't ever let it get you down. Don't sweat the small things, even though sometimes they seem big. Find a way around, because there is. There's more than one way to grab a cat without getting scratched. And I ain't got none on me yet.
All right, Gizzmo, thank you so much. It's a pleasure knowing you. I'm gonna be around, so I really appreciate you.
God bless you.